pharmacokinetics and dynamics of different drugs, and then clinical pharmacology of these antidepressants. Starting with the introduction of the depression. It is one of the most common psychiatric disorders which affects about 3 to 5% of world population. About 10% of the people may become depressed anytime during their life. Depression is a major cause of disability and premature death worldwide, and the symptoms include the feeling of sadness, hopelessness, and despair, as well as inability to experience pleasure in usual activities. This is the main symptom. The patients cannot experience pleasure in their daily life activities. Changes in sleep pattern and appetite, loss of energy, and suicidal thoughts. The types include unipolar depression, in which the patient feels only sad mood, only depressed mood, and the other type, the bipolar affective disorder, in which the patients are at times depressed and at other times they are hyperactive with manic or hypomanic symptoms. This figure shows both moods, this depressed mood and this overactive or hyperactive mood, being cheerful, hopeful, and happy. And in the depressed mood, they are gloomy, they are despair, they are despondent and sad. The actual problem in the depression, according to the hypothesis, the healthy person normally there should be a balance between activity of central monoamine containing neurons, means noradrenergic neurons, dopaminergic neurons, serotoninergic neurons, and acetylcholine containing neurons. In depression, the activity of adrenergic neurons is decreased or the cholinergic neurons activity is increased, and the antidepressant drugs increase in response the noradrenergic neuronal activity and serotoninergic neuronal activity as neurotransmitters. Some antidepressants also decrease the cholinergic activity. So they reduce the overactivity of acetylcholine neurotransmitter. Now coming to the classification of the antidepressant drugs. Number 1 class, tricyclic antidepressants. The amitriptyline and imipramine are the prototype drugs of this class, and clomipramine, desipramine, doxepin, nortriptyline, protriptyline, and trimipramine are the other drugs. Second class, heterocyclic drugs. These include second generation drugs like amoxapine, bupropion, meprotylene, and trazodone. And the third generation drugs like lefoxine, mirtazapine, nefazodone, venlafaxine, and duloxetine. Third group, SSRI, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. These have fluoxetine, they are a prototype drug. Other drugs are fluvoxamine, paroxetine, sertraline, citalopram, and escitalopram. The fourth group, monoamine oxidase enzyme inhibitors, include isocarboxazide, phenelzine, phenylcypromine, salicyline, and moclobemide. Now coming to the basic pharmacology of these drugs, starting with the tricyclic antidepressants. These are the chemical structures of the drugs of this group. This tricyclic antidepressants, these drugs are called tricyclic because they contain 3-ring nucleus structure. Imipramine and amitriptyline are their prototype drugs. Their pharmacokinetics, many drugs of this group are incompletely absorbed. They undergo first pass metabolism as well, so their bioavailability is decreased. They have long volume of distribution, means good distribution. They readily penetrate CNS. They have got a high plasma protein binding and relatively high lipid solubility. They are metabolized, and after metabolism these drugs are converted into desipramine and nortriptyline. Metabolism is in two phases. First, transformation of tricyclic nucleus, and then monodemethylation of tertiary amines, and desipramine and nortriptyline are found. The tricyclic antidepressants are excreted by the renal route after being metabolized. The mechanism of action, this figure shows that presynaptic receptors at the neuronal terminal are bound normally by the neurotransmitters which inhibit the release of the neurotransmitter. And after the treatment of the antidepressant drugs, the acute effect is the blockade of these receptors with the drug, not by the neurotransmitter, which inhibit the inhibition of the release of neurotransmitter. And in the chronic usage, the effect is the down regulation of the presynaptic inhibitory receptors. It leads to the increased concentration of the neurotransmitter, which is released in increased amounts, and the increased effect. The dynamics mechanism of action can be described in words that these drugs block amine transporters. For example, norepinephrine transporter and serotonin transporters. This blockade permits longer presence of neurotransmitter in the synaptic space at receptor site. They also block degradation of amine transporter, leading to more amine stores and more amines to be released in the synapse. They also act as anticholinergic, so they antagonize the overactivity of acetylcholine in brain, which occurs in the depression. They elevate mood, they improve mental alertness and increase physical activity, and decrease morbidity in 50 to 70% of the major depression patients. The physical and psychological dependence may occur, which necessitates their slow withdrawal. The therapeutic uses include number one, severe major depression. Others may be panic disorders. The chronic pain, especially imipramine, is used, and the attention deficit syndrome, and the enuresis, particularly in children less than 6 years of age. The imipramine causes contraction in these children of internal sphincter of the bladder. The side effects of the TCAs, tricyclic antidepressants, the blockade of acetylcholine receptors cause the side effects like blurred vision, constipation, tension, confusion, xerostomia, and aggravation of glaucoma and epilepsy. The increased catecholamine release and activity results in the side effects like cardiac overstimulation. The alpha adrenergic blockade by these drugs results in the side effects like orthostatic hypotension and reflex tachycardia. The sedation is another side effect which is evident especially in first several weeks of the treatment, then patient gets adopted. The toxicity may be dangerous. The patients may become more suicidal minded, and the special precaution is taken in manic depression patients because these drugs can unmask manic behavior. Class number 2, heterocyclic drugs, including second and third generation drugs. These are the chemical structures of these drugs. These heterocyclics, second and third generation drugs, block norepinephrine and serotonin reuptake into the neuron in addition to the action shown by the tricyclic antidepressant. Second generation agents, amoxapine, naprotilin, trazodone, and bupropion structurally resemble tricyclic antidepressant. Their kinetics is similar to the tricyclic antidepressant drugs. The trazodone and venlafaxine have short plasma half-lives. Their dynamics, their actions, trazodone, nefazodone, and mirtazapine antagonize the serotonin receptors, subtypes 2A and 2C. Mirtazapine also antagonizes alpha-adrenergic receptors, alpha-2 adrenergic receptors, and bupropion alters the output of noradrenaline. These drugs are clinically indicated in major depressive disease. Their adverse effects: bupropion may cause dry mouth, sweating, tremor, and seizure at high dose. Meprotilin can also cause the seizure at high doses. Trazodone, mirtazapine are sedating. Trazodone also cause priapism. Venlafaxine cause the side effects like nausea, sweating, dizziness, sexual disturbances, hypertension, and anxiety. And the overdose toxicity symptoms: amoxicillin can cause severe neurotoxicity and seizures. The meprotilin can cause seizures and cardiotoxicity. Third group of the antidepressant drugs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs. These are the chemical structures, and this group is a chemically unique group of antidepressant drugs that specifically inhibit serotonin reuptake. They are more selective. They have 300 to 3000 times more selectivity for the serotonin receptor as compared to norepinephrine transporter, in contrast to the tricyclics that are non-selective to both transporters. The SSRI have little blocking activity at muscarinic or alpha-adrenergic or histaminic receptors. Therefore, the side effects like orthostatic hypotension or sedation or blurred vision are not seen with SSRI. These drugs are preferred nowadays over the other groups of the antidepressant drugs like tricyclic drugs or MAO inhibitors because of their safety and because of lesser side effects of SSRI. The kinetics, their absorption is good on oral administration. Peak concentration is achieved in 5 hours. Sertraline undergoes first pass metabolism. These drugs are well distributed and their plasma half-lives range between 16 to 36 hours. Fluoxetine has more half-life, it is 50 hours, and it is available as sustained release preparation as well, which can be given once a week, and its metabolite is more potent than the parent drug. SSRI, the fluoxetine and paroxetine are potent inhibitors of hepatic metabolic enzyme CYP2D6. SSRIs are excreted primarily by the renal route, except paroxetine and sertraline, which are excreted by the renal as well as fecal route. The dose should be reduced in hepatic disease. Now their mechanism of action. Before treatment, the same presynaptic receptors are occupied by the neurotransmitter which inhibit the release of the neurotransmitter from the storage vesicle. And with the treatment, the antidepressant drug blocks the reuptake of the neurotransmitter inside the neuron for the storage, and with the chronic treatment, the down regulation of the presynaptic inhibitory receptors takes place, and more concentration of the neurotransmitter molecules released in the synaptic space which cause the effect. This mechanism of action is stated over here. SSRI block the reuptake of serotonin, which leads to the increased concentration of serotonin in the synaptic space, and it increases its neuronal activity. The antidepressants in general and of this class take 2 weeks to produce effect. 2 weeks of continuous use that may reach peak effect in 12 weeks or more. The combination therapy of fluoxetine and monoamine oxidase inhibitors may result in serotonin syndrome. This toxic side effect has got the symptoms of hyperthermia, muscle rigidity, myoclonus, rapid changes in mental status, rapid changes in vital signs. Clinical uses of SSRI, the primary indication is depression and other psychiatric disorders like obsessive compulsive disorder, in which the fluoxetine is used, panic disorders, generalized anxiety, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, and bulimia nervosa. The side effects: transient nausea, which is most frequent side effect, and sleep disturbance. The paroxetine and fluoxamine are comparatively little sedative. Otherwise, SSRI are non-sedating drugs. Sexual dysfunction is another adverse effect. Loss of libido, delayed ejaculation, and absence of orgasm. Then worsened depression and suicidal thinking in children if used in children. Now, fluoxetine may cause seizures in the very high dose up to 1200 milligram compared to 20 milligram per day therapeutic dose. The serotonin syndrome is another toxic symptom, the symptoms of which are described in the previous slide. The last group, monoamine oxidase enzyme inhibitor, the phenelzine, transaminase, isocarboxylate, salicylic, moclobemide are the drugs of this group. Actually, the monoamine oxidase enzyme is a mitochondrial enzyme which is found in the neurons and other tissues like GIT and liver. This enzyme acts as safety valve to oxidative deamination and inactivate any excess neurotransmitter molecules. Means this enzyme metabolizes the neurotransmitter molecules and degrades the norepinephrine, dopamine, and serotonin. And the drugs, the inhibitors of this enzyme, inactivate the enzyme irreversibly or reversibly. Therefore, they spare the neurotransmitter molecule from degradation. It leads to both accumulation within the presynaptic neuron, accumulation of a neurotransmitter, and a release of neurotransmitter in the synaptic space. This causes activation of norepinephrine and serotonin receptors, and it may be responsible for antidepressant action of these drugs. Monoamine oxidase inhibitor drugs are not much used nowadays due to their dietary interactions. The kinetics of this group: these are well absorbed on oral administration. Their antidepressant effect appears After 2 to 4 weeks, they are metabolized, and after metabolism, they are excreted by the renal route. The enzyme which is inhibited regenerates usually in 2 weeks after the discontinuation of therapy with these drugs. So, minimum 2 weeks delay must be observed after the discontinuation of these inhibitors to switch over the patient to another antidepressant drug. Now the mechanism of action of the monoamine oxidase inhibitors. Actually, this enzyme monoamine oxidase inactivates monoamines like norepinephrine, serotonin, and dopamine that leak from the synaptic vesicle. Means that the molecules leaking from the storage vesicle are metabolized by this enzyme monoamine oxidase. And after that treatment of the inhibitors, these inhibitors prevent inactivation of monoamines, means metabolism of these monoamines within a neuron. It causes excess neurotransmitter availability and release of excess neurotransmitter molecules in the synaptic space. These drugs, monoamine oxidase inhibitors, form stable complexes with the enzyme, causing irreversible inactivation of the enzyme, resulting in increased stores of norepinephrine, serotonin, and dopamine in the neuron. The effect usually appears after several weeks. These drugs are therapeutically used in depression in patients who are non-responsive to tricyclic antidepressants or other groups of the antidepressant drugs. The clinical uses also include low psychomotor activity, phobia, or atypical depression characterized by labile mood, rejection sensitivity, and appetite disorders. And the adverse effects of MAO inhibitors, the main side effect is the interaction with the diet containing tyramine. The tyramine causes release of large amounts of stored catecholamines, stored norepinephrine, dopamine, or serotonin from nerve terminals, which results in the headache, tachycardia, nausea, hypertension, or cardiac arrhythmias and stroke. Side effects also include drowsiness, blurred vision, dry mouth, constipation, and dysuria. The toxic symptoms of MAO inhibitors include agitation, delirium, neuromuscular excitability, altered consciousness, seizures, maybe shock, and hyperthermia. Now, in the end, the clinical pharmacology, the treatment of the depression patient, general strategy is to start therapy with some non-sedative drug like SSRI. If needed, another drug from different group is added in the patients in which the response is non-satisfactory, the treatment has not fully benefited to the patient, or maybe the patient is switched to a drug of different class other than SSRI. Another agent, lithium, which is a mood stabilizer, is given in combination with an antidepressant. It may be more effective than antidepressant alone. Some patients may need electroconvulsive therapy, which is often thought to be the last resort in the depressive patients. And in the psychotic depression, electroconvulsive therapy may be the first choice. And with this class ends. Thank you.